Hey there, Wondering Watchers. Welcome to this pick a card reading that answers the questions about what you want to know. You can ask about anything really, your love life, career, your current life purpose, and this reading will provide the answers. But full disclaimer, the cards can't answer what you want to eat for dinner. Also, keep in mind that while these cards provide perspective, your choices and your actions, they reveal the ultimate truth of your situation. So you have control over your life and you get to make your own decisions about how to live it. If you don't currently have a question in mind, feel free to pause the video and formulate a specific question that you want answered. And if you have a question that has like multiple aspects to it, then break those into separate questions and choose multiple piles. Just designate a particular pile for answering a particular question. I'll put a link to each separate reading in the description box below so that you can jump to the reading of your choice whenever you want. When you feel your question is ready to be answered, choose the pile of cards that call to you. If it helps to connect with a crystal, then you can choose the pile of cards based on the associated gemstone. So for pile number 1, we have the 7th Sphere Rider-Waite Smith Tarot deck and Chrysocolla. Pile number 2, we have Modern Witch Tarot deck and this Rose Quartz. Pile number 3, we have Tarot of Dreams and Amethyst. So tune into your questions, choose your cards, and let's make magic happen. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 1, those who picked the 7th Sphere Rider-Waite Smith Tarot deck and Chrysocolla. So I'm going to start off by laying out some oracle cards specifically drawn for group number 1. We have the dog, loyalty, belonging. We have rejection. We have inner beauty, Amethyst. We have this main female card. We have love, and we have prosperity. So I'll go through those cards, but get some tarot cards out first. So the way I'm looking at this is this side over here is kind of a general overview of key factors. Over here is kind of, explanations, reasons why, type of thing. And so let's see what we get. We have the 4 of Pentacles, the Sun, 7 of Pentacles. This card that I'm picking next represents your current attitude. You have Justice, Page of Wands, 5 of Swords, Page of Cups. Okay. I'm going to pull one more card to get some context for this current attitude of yours. You have protection. Okay, so here with this, the dog, loyalty, belonging card, it's basically a sense of something that you can rely on, something you can count on, feeling a sense of connection. And here with this rejection card, there is something that it seems like you are rejecting. Rejection is protection. And here with this inner beauty card, it's a sense of grace and patience, and also not necessarily needing confirmation of something to know that it's true and exists. With this main female here, this seems to be someone in your life, possibly someone who is, well, here with the Page of Wands down here, possibly someone who is adventurous, someone who is outgoing and really is open to try new things. You have this love card, and it's kind of a card about acceptance, self-love, love of others, understanding, give and take, reciprocity. And here with this prosperity card, I'll go ahead and read that. It says, a gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. So you do have love. So they're right next to each other. And you have the Page of Cups down here, which is also about messages of love and offers of love. And so it seems like prosperity will be yours, whether what you think is of value is actual dollar bills, or if it is actually connections with other people, an emotional connection. So let's go ahead and let's examine this Justice card a little bit. So it seems here with this like protection, there is a sense of some significant boundaries being put in place. You have with this, the dog, this loyalty, this belonging, it's almost you're all in or all out. This Four of Pentacles over here, which is a sense of stability. It is, indicates financial stability, possibly, starting out, saving money, things like that. Really only spending things on what you absolutely need. But it seems to be more about what gives you a sense of grounding and stability in your life. What is it that you need to feel protected? It seems like you need that loyalty. You need that sense of feeling that people are supporting you, or everything in your environment is supporting you. Even your pets. But with a Four of Pentacles, it's has to do with a certain sense of self-value. It's also, being whole in terms of your ability to balance out your wants and your needs, to make sure that your mind, body, spirit, your heart, that they're all accounted for. So here with this protection, and the Justice card, it is a sense of what you need to be balanced, what you need to protect yourself, what you need to make sure things are right. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify that. You have King of Cups. So to some degree, it seems that this could be like how you feel, not how you feel, like a sense of how you connect with people. Like you can see here in the Justice card, this individual looks like they are kind of between pillars, like there's a border, there's a boundary, and it's kind of similar to this throne, this kind of cement looking throne the King of Cups is sitting on in the middle of water, to indicate stability when there are kind of flowing emotions around them. So it seems, possibly something in your past, because we don't see cups show up until over here, and it's a Page of Cups, where it's almost an innocence, a way of just like opening up, a sense of like initial steps of experiencing love. So for some of you, this kind of view may have to do with a past relationship. It may have to do with a parent figure that kind of you're modeling after on how to be reasonable and how to make sure that you can take in different information, but also possibly even be like a shoulder to cry on for others, but also to make sure that you are protected. Now I'm going to take a look at this Four of Pentacles over here. You have Page of Wands, and you have Page of Wands over here as well, that is kind of surrounding you. And almost to a certain degree, possibly someone you might need to protect yourself from, in the sense of, this is an individual that's more open, or there's a need to protect yourself from this type of more curious, wandering energy, where kind of almost anything goes. So let's take a look at this projection here with the sun. Sun is usually about joy and clarity and happiness. So it's almost as if you know what to reject and you know what to let in. You have a sense of almost you know what to look at. Everything's like kind of clear, even though there's this blindfold on. So let's take a look at the sun. Interesting, you have the Five of Swords. And this is about instability, conflict, winning at all costs, not knowing when to walk away from a lose-lose situation. So here, you're definitely protecting yourself from this type of energy. You're rejecting anything that's not positive, that is not, that doesn't re-energize you. So let's take a look at over here. You have the Five of Swords over here, and the Love card above this. So to some degree, it's almost like opposites, or there's a conflict there. If you were coming from a place of acceptance, understanding, give and take, reciprocity, compassion, this Five of Swords situation kind of doesn't exist. There shouldn't be a need to win at all costs. There shouldn't be a need for someone to lose in order for you to win, type of thing. Which is interesting because it almost kind of, with love and compassion, these types of situation neutralize, and it makes me think of this balance again. You have Ace of Swords. So definitely a sense of like, with any type of conflict, you can always, what's the word I'm thinking? In this situation with the Five of Swords, this person is just taking their swords and being like, this is the way it is. I'm going to cut down everything in anybody's path that kind of stand in my way. So here with the Ace of Swords, it's a sense of victory. The sword is, it's a way to protect yourself, you know, defensively, but it's a way to attack offensively. So with this Ace of Swords, there's a need to wield it with compassion and with love, and to use it in a way when Five of Swords situations come up, not to just go and whack everything that's in the way. So it seems here that with this King of Cups, it's really helping to get you more centered and grounded. So let's take a look at this Page of Wands, this main female, this kind of energy that you might be protecting yourself from. You have the Temperance card. And this is a sense of balance, patience, another card of balance. Definitely a sense of being steady, intentional. I'm noticing the two cups here, similar to the scales, where it's, you know, got two containers, and it's visually similar to this King of Cups, where he has a cup in one hand and has the scepter in the other hand. And this is a card of peace, a card of patience, of having your attention on something to make something new. So there's the concept of what's being mixed between these two cups is the past with the present to create something in the future. And there's a need to really focus on this. This liquid is flowing in a way that is not based on gravity. There's something else there. There's this angel's attention or focus or magic, spirit. There's something that is kind of greater than natural forces at play here. And to some degree, this Temperance card is about like moderation, being able to not be on one extreme or the other. And with the Page of Wands, it seems to be an extreme. So this could be a particular individual. If your question is about, a person, it can be about this individual that is really outgoing, really doesn't pay attention to rules, really expresses themselves, doesn't want to conform, or it could be about this kind of influencing King of Cups here. For some, asking about love, then this could be an ideal kind of person to partner with. And in terms of when you might come across this person, it seems to be, well, first you need to really allow yourself to maybe loosen the protection that you have a little bit and be open to imagination, to let love in and out. Like I said, this is the only kind of cup card, although you do have this love card, but it is in connection with this Five of Swords. So it's almost like a protection of yourself to the extreme where you might even not let in love. So that's a concern not a concern, but something to be aware of. So let's look at the Seven of Pentacles, which is kind of like investing in something and not having it yet be what you want, and kind of questioning whether it's worth investing in even more. So you have this like kind of inner beauty, and to some degree, with all this like protection and making sure that you're in the right place, that you're not looking at extremes, that you're doing the right thing, there might be an investment on things that are outside of yourself and preventing things to get to you. But here with this inner beauty card, it's as if you need to question whether how you're investing in that protection allows you to shine from the inside. You might know that there's something of value inside worth protecting, but really appreciating it. So let's take a look at the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Cups. And this is about like different potential, different outcomes, possibly fantasies, imagination. So it's kind of a question of, are you protecting yourself from things that are real, things that are imagined? Are you protecting yourself even from a potential to connect with someone on an emotional level? Those are questions for you to answer. With this inner beauty card, it's almost a call to focus on that aspect of yourself. So let's look at this Page of Cups that is associated with this card of prosperity and a gift of money coming your way. Let's see here. You have the Page of Cups. So with this love card, I was kind of talking about give and take, reciprocity, being able to give love and receive love. This is something that seems to be at stages of infancy, immaturity, if you want to call it that. But if you're asking a question of yes or no, The answer is yes, but no. In the sense of there's certain things that you can get, but you're not gonna get it if you are stuck in this kind of protection only mindset and blocking out certain potential without really exploring or allowing for vulnerabilities, sensitivities to be felt, kind of for anything to be felt. At least you have the Seven of Cups over here, but these are things that aren't even possibly in existence. These are just maybe potential situations, outcomes, and with the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, the one thing to know for certain is that you need to follow what your heart wants. And if your heart doesn't know what it wants, then why is this even a question to be thinking about, stuck on? So if there is a question of a time frame, then it seems that it's going to take a decent amount of time. Right now you're in that area of kind of testing things out and assessing things, and with this page of Cups, there needs to be initial allowance of vulnerability, then kind of really letting yourself go, allowing this give and take of love before you can kind of get to this King of Cups situation. If you're asking about a particular place or location, then I would say you need to ask at a different time, because right now it seems with these Page of Wands that have to do with that desire to really try new things, there is an avoidance or a block when it comes to that. And if you want to know the reason why, if that's your question, is the reason why is kind of protection, and really conflict, and ultimately expressing love, being able to receive and give love in equal amounts or any amounts. So actually that I shouldn't say that. I'm not saying that you are unable to give or receive love, but in terms of allowing more amounts of that to happen, it looks like that would lead to more prosperity in your life. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your situation, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 2, those who picked Modern Witch Tarot Deck and Rose Quartz. I'll start off with some oracle cards that were drawn specifically for group number 2. We have Roots, Influence, Support, Strength, Individuality. You have this Main Female card, Financial, Health, and Past Lives. Before I get into each of these cards, I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot cards here. So with these cards over here, it's an overall view of things, like a synopsis of key points. And then over here, kind of reasons and outcomes type of things. Here, the card to represent you and your current attitude about things. So, oh, I don't tend to read reversals. I think that might have just been in there when I shuffled, maybe put it in there incorrectly. But I will note that it came out reversed. Kind of indicates either some block or things not seeming the way it would appear. And you have this main female card, so I'll keep that in mind. So you have 5 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, the Emperor to represent you, 3 of Cups, Strength, and 2 of Pentacles. With this Roots card here, Influence, Support, kind of talks about these roots and how in the South they might be used as a kind of a way to like magically support someone, maybe asking ancestors for support. And you know, if there was, say there's some test you were taking or game you were playing, kind of tapping into that in order to you know, help you. And typically there is a concept that, you know, those that may be like vulnerable or in need of support would, you know, kind of be more like worthy of it. And you happen to have the Strength card here, and this card of individuality. So to some degree there seems to be a need, or needed to be, there was a call for a need for support. And with this 5 of Cups, some type of disappointment, some type of loss, some type of past incident that really needed assistance to kind of move on from. And with this 9 of Pentacles, it indicates that that hard work was put into something and you're able now to, you know, enjoy the rewards of that. And with this, you know, Strength card here, you were either able to get that support you needed, but you also put in a lot yourself to build up your strength. With this 6 of Swords, it's a sense of really being between two shores and sense of transition. Because you have this card of individuality, it may be that this transition is not supported by everyone. This is a way for you to heal, you know, possibly in relation to this situation over here. Now with you in this this position of the Emperor, it's as if you are creating boundaries making sure that you are protected, that you are tuning into that strength, and possibly even setting up kind of rules to make sure that you stay protected. So I'm going to pull actually one more oracle card here to get kind of a qualifier. Interesting, you have this play card. So there is, this sense of seriousness over here in the Five of Cups and the Six of Swords and the Strength card even. So it's interesting you have this play card, and it's next to this Three of Cups, which is a celebration of friendships and celebration of connections with others. It's also, here you have this play card connected to this main female. So to some degree there may be, and I recall this was reversed, there may be someone in your friend group that kind of throws you off your game, throws you off of your emperor status. Someone who possibly I'm not sure about jealousy. We're going to clarify some of these cards here, but there is a concern for you to stay strong, and there's a recognition that you staying strong, you will be able to put in efforts where they are needed so that you can have protection in terms of financial protection, status even, and a sense of security and in terms of a career. And with this financial health, there seems to be a need to stay strong when it comes to certain temptations, and definitely there is a need to balance responsibilities and fun, and kind of knowing where that line is something that you'll need to do. So here you have this past lives card. Release your past life karma. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. So for some of you, this need to balance responsibility and fun is possibly because you are you have this old soul. You are deeply connected to ancestors. You have roots that, if you don't have a current life experience that you can really tap into for this need to build yourself up. It could be, something you've learned from your parents, something in a past life for yourself, where you are an old soul and you are wanting to make sure you kind of keep that kind of power and authority and structure. So for some, it could be that people around you are thinking you're an old fuddy-duddy. Why are you trying to, you're being so responsible. Why don't you have fun? And it's a sense of you've been there and you've done that. But there is a need to make sure you are building healthy boundaries and not just building brick walls that no one can get around. So to some degree, this here may need to be looked at. So I'm going to get some clarification cards. I am going to clarify you as the Emperor here. Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you, there is a, I see the Queen of Pentacles as like a mothering type of energy, someone who is nurturing, but also good in business and manages a household or a business well. So to some degree, there is a big influence on you from a past life or a mother type figure, parent figure that was kind of nurturing and almost to a certain degree showed you the benefits of working hard, getting, being able to provide for the people you care about, being able to, make a nice meal for someone, show that you care type of thing. So let's take a look at this Five of Cups. You have the Five of Swords. And that is another card of conflict and chaos. Here it's, conflict and chaos, but an attitude of smugness. It's a false sense of victory and really winning at all costs, not knowing when to walk away from a lose-lose situation. So there seems to be, something in the past that has to do with, dealing with loss, dealing with conflict that really kind of brings out possibly this need for strength and boundaries. So let's actually take a look at this Strength card over here. You have the Hermit. Your old soulness. Basically, it does indicate an understanding of life experiences helping you to kind of gain your wisdom, know what's for your best and highest good, stay on the path that you need to stay on. And the Hermit's also kind of a card of withdrawing from the mainstream, withdrawing from a social circle. So for some of you, this question seems to be about your individuality, your independence, letting friends in, and really needing some time for yourself. So let's take a look at the Nine of Pentacles over here, because the Nine of Pentacles, this individual has the pentacles to sustain themselves and to give away to others to help them, to kind of tap into this Queen of Pentacles energy. But this individual is also alone in their garden with a bird. So let's take a look at that Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Wands here. So it is a sense of really planning ahead, kind of seeing that there is a next step that you need to take, and really, wondering what that next step might be. So let's take a look at this card the Six of Swords, that's under the individuality card here. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So here with the Six of Swords, it seems to be a transition, some type of moving ahead, and moving ahead not necessarily knowing exactly where to go, but knowing it's for your best and highest good. And with the Wheel of Fortune, there's things that are outside of your control, and you have to make sure that you're in a good position when the wheel is turning. Being centered, being in the center of the wheel is the best place to be. So to some degree, it seems that this individuality is, possibly you dealing with this past situation and healing from it. And this takes time. So if your question is about, how quick something's going to happen, it seems like it's going to take some time. This is in some decks called Wheel of the Year, so at least a year to allow for this transition to take place. Let's take a look at the Three of Cups over here. You have the Page of Swords. This is a card of, being curious, being a spy even, and kind of sometimes being too smart for your own good. And by being too smart, it's almost thinking that you know more than others. But this is more about the people that surround you. So it could be also a sense of like an immature communication when it comes to those around you. So, if you're wondering, why a group of friends are acting a certain way, it's because they want to play, they want attention, and they really have an immature sense of communication style. Definitely in comparison to your more old soul, traditional kind of style, where you want to make sure that you're grounded and that you're coming from a position of strength. So there does seem to be a need for having some fun, letting your hair down a bit. And you have Nine of Cups. So definitely being able to resolve this stuff over here, loosening up a little bit will really allow you to kind of be confident in who you are and have fun, be fulfilled, tap into that Queen of Pentacles vibe of wanting to connect to others with respect to certain people in your social group. There may be a need to distance yourself from certain people, but really there's almost not a need to explain yourself. If it's also a sense that with these two strength cards, that's more about accepting the different aspects of yourself, accepting the light, the dark, the gentle, the aggressive, the partier, and the old fuddy-duddy. Recognizing all aspects of yourself and really embracing that, accepting who you are, not needing to make excuses for anybody, but also like recognizing sometimes things are not for your best and highest good, and you seem to be definitely focused on a sense of being protected and nurtured, and possibly even wanting to do that for other people, but other people who won't take that for granted, or won't ding you for that. So if you were asking a yes or no question, I would say the answer is yes, with respect to a time frame, about a year. With respect to a place or location, somewhere that you are not currently at, somewhere possibly in a city, or somewhere next to the coast. And if you are asking about a person, then it depending on the question, that person is your whoever you see as like a nurturing person in your life, and the social circle, the person that possibly maybe rubs you the wrong way. And in terms of the reason why, if you asked the reason why, then the answer is that you are an old soul wanting to make sure that you're protected, and kind of working on old stuff. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of your situation, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 3, those who pick Tarot of Dreams and this Amethyst. So I'll start off with some oracle cards that I drew specifically for group number 3. You have the Raccoon, Curiosity, Perseverance, Projection, Ocean, Forgiveness, Expectation, Happiness, and Delight. Okay, so before I go into these cards, I am going to draw some tarot cards. The way that I am looking at this is, over here is kind of the overall synopsis, just a broad overview of things. And over here is kind of the reasons why, details, things along those lines. And this card in particular represents your current position or attitude. And with that World card there, it is a sense of going through a change for you, going through some type of transition. And I'm going to pull one more card to kind of get a key factor here. You have this Hope card. All right. So with this Raccoon, Curiosity, Perseverance, basically a raccoon is a creature that we think of associated with the wilderness, but they are curious creatures, and they come into the city searching for food, adventure, play, and they will adapt to their situation and pretty much make the best of it. With this rejection card, it is, rejection is protection. And this can be an indication of you rejecting something, you needing to reject something, or kind of a result of some rejection. And then you have this forgiveness card, which is basically, sometimes there's situations where we're not ready to forgive, but here it indicates that you are, especially with this world card, which is a sense of completion, new beginning, and a rebirth of sorts. And you have this hope card. So with forgiveness, there's a hope of, learning from it, something better coming your way. And with this expectation card, it seems that there is that anticipation. There is something that you are waiting for. This is usually like a 3-month waiting period card. And with this happiness card, it's really a sense of being playful, enjoying everything around you, taking an opportunity to appreciate the small things, tapping into a part of you that maybe wouldn't have come about without this rejection. So I'll get into the tarot cards when I'm done with this. You have this delight card. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in the simple things. Always expect the best. And this is another card of happiness, being playful, and really just positive things coming your way. So we'll get into clarification of these cards. So far, it, from what I'm seeing, kind of suggests that if you are wanting an answer like a yes, no, the answer is yes. With respect to a time frame, there is this kind of 3-month time frame here. And in terms of a particular place or location, kind of indicates like a city situation that might be something you're not familiar with, or maybe that you just happen to find by accident. So here you have the Strength card, Page of Cups, 2 of Coins, the World card representing your kind of attitude, your outlook of things. You have 4 of Cups, Star, and this Faith card. So here it seems that there's some type of situation where you were perhaps put out of your element, out of your comfort zone, perhaps a situation that you weren't really expecting, but there was a sense of like curiosity that brought you there. And it seems you really kind of found out what you were made of. Kind of stepped into your power and persevered. Like, that's a great word for that. You were able to like adapt to a certain situation. You were able to kind of bring forth the qualities that you needed to deal with that situation, to adapt to the situation, to challenge what was put before you. And seems here, like with this Page of Cups, there is a sense of being able to kind of step away from this need to be strong and really allow yourself to be more sensitive, to be more imaginative and use your creativity. So here, with this rejection, it's almost as if there's a rejection of certain ways that you need to be, certain ways that you feel that there's expectations of you. And so it seems like there is a rejection of that. With the Two of Coins here, kind of indicates your ability to handle pretty much anything. And really, because you are able to tap into all these different characteristics and come out on top, it seems like, whatever it is about either someone else or yourself, that you're able to kind of forgive, learn, and move on from a situation. And really, it seems like this attitude you have of being hopeful. It is tied to this concept of seeing everything for its potential and possibilities. So what is interesting is it seems like there are doubts, but it might be kind of based on other people creating those doubts in you, or possibly even really having you look at, how sensitive you are, as opposed to tapping into what makes you strong. And there is a sense of, the Star is also a card of hope. And, this happiness and delight is definitely a card of like wishes coming true and hope actually being met, fulfilled. It is also a sense of concern that you can't just go off of hope alone. And so with this Faith card here, the Hierophant, it's a sense of recognizing a need to connect to something greater than yourself. Perhaps having some type of faith-based practice, even if it's just a ritual that you do for yourself. Drinking a cup of herbal tea, looking out the window every morning, giving you a sense of peace, giving you the opportunity to appreciate the small things, You know, well, flecks of dust flying by, and birds and cars, and reflect on technology, things along those lines. But it's also a concept of things happening in their own time, not necessarily needing to rush things. And with this Four of Cups, it's almost like an anticipation or expectation of a certain result, and not really being in the present time and enjoying what's there. So I can get some more clarification. And take a look at this World card here for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune. It's definitely this understanding that you complete one journey, you're off to the next, the wheel keeps turning, and there's some things you can't have control over. And that's where this concept of hope kind of comes in, and faith even. You know, sometimes we do things, and no matter how much we prepare, no matter how much we expect and prepare for that expectation, you know, some things are out of your control and they don't come to fruition. And that's where the faith card kind of comes in. This understanding of being connected to something greater than yourself. And when things don't work out the way you want, then having faith that there's the next day, there's a new opportunity. If there's some type of rejection, then it is, you know, protection in a way. It wasn't meant for you. And having faith and hope that there's something else, that you're meant for something else, and not taking any rejection or perceived failure as a reflection of your self-worth, because it's not. So let's take a look at this Strength card over here. You have the Death card, and this is about like transformation. And really it seems like you have learned how to let go of things that aren't for your best and highest good, or you are in the process of learning those things. And what's interesting is in this Death card, you can see there's different reactions to how death is greeted or perceived. There's this, you know, king that's just like laid out dead on the ground. There's this pope that has their hands together as if like begging or trying to negotiate. You have this child that's kneeling down that doesn't even want to look at death. And then you have this child that's kind of looking at death with a sense of curiosity and a sense of awe. And here you have this raccoon card here with about, you know, curiosity, and really almost kind of asks, well, what now? What do you want to be now? And with that Page of Cups, it's almost as if you can be whatever you want now. So let's take a look at the Page of Cups a little bit more. You have the Five of Cups. So this change here, there may have been some aspect of you that there was sadness is associated with that rejection. And, you know, no matter how strong you're trying to be, there's a part of you that is sensitive, a part of you that you don't want to get rid of that sensitivity. It's something that really helps you see potential in things. It helps you to have that hope. So here, this strength will help you to look at whatever it is you feel you've lost, and not dwell in that, but more just be able to look at it for what it is and learn from it and grow. So let's take a look at this Four of Cups, because you've got the Page of Cups, Five of Cups. Let's look at this Four of Cups over here. And you have the Nine of Cups. So this does kind of indicates what you're surrounded by. It can be other people having certain expectations of you, and to some degree that can influence how you see yourself, and because there is that sense of, you know, being sensitive and really being connected to your heart, you want other people to be happy. And when they're not happy and it seems to be, you know, associated with your ability to make them happy, you know, there's a sense of you want to do that, but also you've gotten to a point where you're willing to let things go that aren't for your best and highest good. So let's take a look at this Star card here. You have the Sun. So definitely wish fulfillment, happiness, enlightenment. This is really what awaits you. Let's take a look at the Two of Coins here. You have the Two of Coins. So definitely the ability to handle whatever life kind of comes your way, and trying to like, what is it, make, when life gives you lemons, making lemonade. And part of that forgiveness process is allows for you to at least to look at the recipe for how to make lemonade. Let's look at this Faith card here. You have this King of Pentacles, and here this is a card of both of these cards kind of indicate tradition and dedication. The King of Pentacles does things that are not really, what's the word, innovative. They kind of go the route that is tried and true, but they also really have put in the work to get where they are. So it seems here, if you are wondering if a certain decision will work out for the best, then yes, it will. If you're wondering if if you will be able to like partner with a particular person, then whoever is your King of Pentacles in your mind, then that answer is yes as well. It is a sense of really dealing with this rejection and forgiveness. It may take about like a 3-month period for that to occur, and there is an indication of possibly some type of move to a place that, perhaps you grew up thinking about or always wanting to go there. And for those wanting to know the reason why something happened, didn't happen, to some degree, it has to do with destiny. Ultimately, it has to do with your ability to transform and your ability to handle things that maybe you weren't able to handle in the past or others didn't think you could handle, but it seems that you are really setting yourself up to enjoy every situation and every moment that you can to the extent that you can, and really finding the silver lining in a lot of things. To some degree, it's kind of making me think of like a situation of maybe, a job not working out, and then sometime later you being asked to, work for those people again for more money, or a romantic relationship a romantic relationship ending, but a friendship that continues on, much longer after that, and really both of you becoming, the richer for it type of thing. So I'm hoping that this provides you with the perspectives that you are looking for, the answers that you need, and we'll see you next time. Take care.